Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Um, the market wasn't actually too bad today. It had that sort of early fall and went down as far as 5,204, which is really smack on that sort of 200-day moving average on the weekly, and sort of bounced pretty nicely off that level. And we actually ended up at the end of the day about 2.8% in the green, which was great. And again, you can see that long-term chart, and again, we are really hoping that this can just have a better move up tomorrow, and at least be trading above that sort of 5,300 level. Just having a look at obviously some of the shares we're trending at the moment, and ORE, which we are nicely in profit in at the moment. I think it just looks fantastic, and we do have a sort of target price around that sort of 450. It's really got a nice sort of MACD setup. It's got the perfect chart. I love these charts, and I've spoken about this many times on Equity Story when they have this big run up and come down and just hit that long-term moving average and start bouncing off. It's a great way to trade, and I think as long as there's nothing too scary from left field and the markets around the world don't crash, there's no reason why we shouldn't be making some more good money on our ORE fairly soon. As FPH again, what a great stock. The market the last few weeks is down 8%. It's down 2% this week, and FPH is still holding pretty absolute fantastic trend line. As with GHC again, what I say, we put these because we are nervous of the market, these pretty boring trends, and they've done very, very, very well. And GHC is again, we're in profit, but I think hopefully now it'll have a nice little run up and at least retest those highs. SIP, again, it's a very different trend. This is going up. I mean, fundamentally, just talking to some fund managers today, and just saying what a great company SIP is, and there's no reason with those numbers that this it could even come down for maybe one other week, but I think this is definitely going up, and obviously that's 150, 160 target price in the short term has got to be there. As with FXL, I mean, we brought this off this shorter term chart because of the way it moved with that obviously a real turnaround announcement, and again had some really good price action the last few days, and today I think the price action was good. We have picked up a nice dividend out of this already. And again, this is one of the, there's two stories I think for growth and dividends, and FXL giving a dividend fully franked over 6.5% with possibly strong growth. And the other one I like, and it's trading so badly, is and we have trended it I think once before, but is GEM. Again, that gives a great dividend with growth, but the market just do not like that stock at all at the moment. But FXL I think looks good. The trend is certainly starting to form, and I think trend-wise, fundamentally, it's going to be a good story for us. The one that got away at the moment is obviously Vocus, and it's actually really interesting today. Reading a really good article in the Financial Review about Vocus, and they were sort of comparing it to TPM, and I don't know if this is a lovely stock. We trend it all the time. TPM. I'll show you the chart of TPM, so you can have a look, and obviously it's trending beautifully, and I think fairly soon we're going to have another nice little buy signal on TPM, and obviously we'll most probably definitely get back into it. But this recent price action is a little bit surprising because Vocus is trading on a forward PE of about 18, where TPG Telecom is trading on a forward PE of about 28. So gives you an idea how Vocus is potentially pretty cheap. Vocus are predicting EPS growth next year around 30% and 20% the next year, and this is really cheap at this, and I do feel this is a lot of this sort of drama is obviously just a few, maybe one or two funds just getting out, possibly because the CEO, the guy who sort of started the company, one of the guys involved sold obviously a lot of his stock, and but you know what, it hasn't changed the story, and I think it won't be long before hopefully Vocus is back up and trending pretty strongly. equity story. I've been explaining to you the importance of really the mid-cap stocks, and that's really where all the focus is at the moment. And then what do we go and do? I'll go and put a SW1 on, which is a micro cap as a buy. And in all honesty, I wasn't really looking to get a sort of a micro cap on. The reason we've gone for SW1 and we suggested to buy, I think it's, I'm not saying this is going to be a 10 bagger anytime soon, but I think this is, this share price growth has certainly got a long way to go. Definitely, when you look at the story, it's revenue last year was 14.42 million. This company have got great recurring revenue. They've got more now than 29,600 rooms. I think their revenue next year could be something around between sort of 18 and 22 million. They're going to be their cash flow positive now. Hopefully they'll be making profits next year. They've got huge growth potential. Again, just looking some of the, they've got blue chip clients. Obviously, like I've said, recurring revenue. They've made a lot of strategic partnerships. This is a really exciting story, and I think, when you look at the areas where they concentrate in, aged care, lifestyle villages, resources, and hospitality, there's huge growth in these sectors, and especially obviously aged care, which could double over the next 3 or 4 years. That so many of us are getting older, and I suppose I'm most probably one of those. And if you look at the service they give is great. You've got all the different TV channels and video games and radio and internet and Wi-Fi and messaging, and it's absolutely it's a great little system. And there's one of the sort of resorts where they you can get Swift, and really nice sort of system the way it's all set up, and I think it's cheap. Basically, that's why we're putting out. We really do think this stock is cheap at this sort of valuation, so it's good buying around here. So we've got it on. It's a new 10 bagger, so obviously enjoy it. We have suggested don't pay more than sort of 27 cents, and so I wouldn't be running into it. Obviously these things will come back, but actually if you're actually looking at the chart, it looks really good, and most probably thanks to Equity Story, we're getting a nice little breakout. So all the technical traders will be jumping in that tomorrow on a breakout, getting very, very excited, and potentially it's, could even run obviously a little bit more. Just quickly tonight, I'd just like to talk about one of our 3-year growth stories, and BWX. And we are in good profits with this company. They own the Suikin brand, which is a brand that I'm pretty familiar with. My wife always buys it with the kids. It's one of the most affordable natural soap brands, and I think the Suikin brand potentially has the potential to be compared with the Blackmores and the Bellamy's brand in the next few years. And it's very interesting. You can go and listen to this recent interview a few days ago by John Humble, the managing director, and he's talking about, obviously at the moment they've tied up with Boots in the UK, where they're anticipating potentially fantastic growth over the next few years. And he talks about all the work they're doing in China, where they're selling the Suikin brand online. But what I found really interesting is at the end the CEO is talking about what he's doing in at the moment in Sydney. He's starting another office where they're going to be actually growing Suikin around the whole world. So I think just listen to this, it's quite interesting.
Some really key appointments. We've been bolstering our marketing team. We've appointed a digital and social media manager who can deal with our Cantonese and Mandarin customers. We're establishing up here an international sales division, so we're about to open an office in the next month or so up here in Sydney to deal with the large volumes of sales inquiry that we're getting export wise. And we're also looking at bolstering up the executive team. So when people, from this conversation, I think people will look in a couple of months' time and see the news flow coming out and really be able to put those pieces together and really understand that 17, whilst we're looking at a 30% increase in our EBITDA from our 16 numbers, we actually see that, although very exciting, as being a platform year to move forward to 18 and beyond in what we can see the Sukin becoming, a serious global brand.
I think that was very interesting, and I think if you actually obviously look at BWX, the chart here, and you can see it had this great run up, and like a lot of these times when these charts do have these run ups, they come back and test these longer term moving averages. But I think BWX has got great growth over the next 3 or 4 years, and if you're not in this stock and you're a member of Equity Story, please go to the website, read up about it. I think this is potentially one of the great 3-year growth stories for the next few years, and we're certainly very passionate about the story. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow night. Thank you and good night.